BYU basketball is coming off of a fantastic season, one where they went 26-10 and finished the season ranked number 13 in the final AP poll. And after a fantastic offseason so far, bringing in the likes of AJ Devansa and Robert Wright, many people think that they're going to be ranked going into next season. Some people going as far to say that they're a top 10 or even top 5 team going into next year. So that begs the question, who was the last team to start the season ranked from BYU? You have to go back 15 years to the 2010-2011 season. But what season set that up? In the 2009-2010 season, BYU went 30-6. They lost in the round of 32 in the NCAA tournament after being a 7 seed. And they finished that season ranked number 17 in the final AP poll. So today what we're going to do is we're going to look at the 2010-2011 season, look at their roster, and see why this BYU basketball team was ranked in the preseason. To begin, they went 32-5 in the season, a year where they started number 24 in the polls and finished number 10. They ended up being a 3 seed in the NCAA tournament and were able to make it to the Sweet 16 before getting knocked out by the Florida Gators. Of course, not all of BYU's players were superstars. Logan Magnuson and Steven Rogers came off the bench averaging about 10 minutes per game. Brock Zylstra barely played this season before starting the next 2. And Chris Collinsworth, while he averaged about 6 points per game in the games he did play, was only able to make 9 appearances this season. This season, Kyle Collinsworth was just a freshman, averaging 5.8 points per game, 5.1 rebounds per game, and 2.1 assists per game. After a mission for the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, he would come back and be a stud 6'6" point guard for the BYU Cougars. He had 12 triple-doubles in his NCAA career and was the 2016 WCC Player of the Year. He played 1 season for the Dallas Mavericks and played some overseas as well. Charles Abouo was a strong, physical 6'5" guard who averaged 7.2 points per game, 4.8 rebounds per game, and 0.8 assists per game this season. The next year, he averaged about 11, 6, and 3 on much better shooting and would end up having a fantastic overseas career from 2012 to 2024. He also played for the Côte d'Ivoire national team. Noah Hartsock was a great stretch 4, averaging 8.6 points per game, 5.9 rebounds per game, and 1.6 assists per game. He also averaged 1.6 blocks per game while shooting 43.3% from 3. The very next season, he led the team with 16.8 points per game, so he was clearly a very talented player. While the 2010-2011 season was cut short for Brandon Davies, he still had a great year on the court, averaging 11.1 points per game, 6.2 rebounds per game, and 1.5 assists per game as a sophomore. He went on to have a great next 2 seasons and ended up going to the NBA for 2 years. After his stint in the NBA, Brandon Davies went to Europe and has dominated for the past decade. He was All EuroLeague first team in 2019 and has had many European championships throughout the years. Jackson Emery was an absolute superstar for this BYU team. He averaged 12.5 points per game, 3.5 rebounds per game, 2.6 assists per game, and most importantly, 2.7 steals per game. He was the 2010-2011 Mountain West Conference Defensive Player of the Year. This is impressive when you consider the fact that Kawhi Leonard himself was in this conference that year. But of course, the main attraction of this team was Jimmer Fredette. Jimmer Fredette was an absolute sensation his senior year at BYU. He averaged 28.9 points per game, 3.4 rebounds per game, and 4.3 assists per game. And while he was pulling up from 30 feet and beyond, He shot 39.6% from the three-point line that year. He was the National College Player of the Year that season as well. He was able to turn this fantastic season into the number 10 pick in the NBA draft. He didn't have the most success in the NBA, suiting up for 5 different NBA teams and having a career 37.2% three-point percentage while in the league. He found success at everywhere else he played though. In the D-League, he was an all-star the single season he played. His first year in the CBA, he was the CBA International MVP, averaging nearly 40 points per game. He even tried his hand at the EuroLeague, where he had great success as well. Finally, after his 5-on-5 basketball career was finished, he was convinced to play 3-on-3, where he was the USA Basketball 3x3 Male Athlete of the Year in 2023 and was an Olympian for the USA 3-on-3 basketball team. After a fantastic and storied career, Jimmer Fredette just barely officially retired from the game of basketball, leaving an immense legacy in his wake. So when you see BYU basketball up in the polls this fall, you can think back to the last time they started the season ranked and think about how they had the Player of the Year. They had some great role players who had successful careers after that year. Let me know in the comments below how high you think BYU will start the season ranked and if you think they'll live up to the expectations.